Picture this deeply frustrating scenario. You probably know it well. You are right in the middle of a massive project.
Oh, yeah.
Your daily workflow is humming along nicely, your brain is fully engaged, and then suddenly you hit a total brick wall.
The absolute worst feeling.
Right. A 5-hour lockout screen pops up. Your AI just killed your momentum completely. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are looking at something really practical. Most people pick an AI tier like a Netflix subscription. They grab whatever sounds vaguely reasonable.
Yeah, they just hope it covers their daily needs.
Exactly. But you usually end up paying for useless features. Or worse, you hit strict limits that ruin your flow.
We're going to break down this entire landscape today. We will strip away the basic corporate spec sheets. We are covering Claude's free, Pro, and Max tiers.
To see how they actually behave.
Right. We want to show exactly how they fit your actual daily workflow.
We really need to start with the biggest misconception.
Yeah.
People assume paying money gets you much smarter answers.
Right. They think the $20 unlocks a genius mode.
Yeah, but a Claude plan is not traditional software. It is actually a lot like a cell phone data plan.
Right, exactly.
The answers you get are not fundamentally different. The underlying intelligence of the model is exactly the same. The actual usage cap is the real difference here. You are paying for a larger allowance of computational power.
Yeah, and the free tier is actually quite incredible. You get access to the latest models immediately.
Wow.
You don't even need to enter a credit card. You can ask it to edit complex text. You can upload a detailed photo for analysis.
Or paste in a long article.
Right. It will generate a precise summary for you. It even features a memory function for your past conversations.
And that feature called artifacts really changes the game.
Oh, absolutely.
Artifacts make the free plan feel genuinely professional. Whenever it drafts a complex document, things shift. It opens a live preview panel on the right side. You can instantly see the actual output. You can edit the text directly in the panel. It completely beats copying and pasting from a chat window.
Yeah. You also get access to projects on the free tier. Think of a project as a highly dedicated folder. It holds your specific files and instructions securely.
Right.
It gives the AI the perfect context every single time. You do not have to explain your formatting preferences repeatedly.
But here is the massive trap you fall into.
Yeah.
You only get roughly 10 messages every 5 hours.
Which sounds completely fine for basic questions.
Right. But if you upload a single large PDF, everything changes. That allowance might suddenly drop to just 2 messages.
Oh, it is brutal.
Using the free tier for heavy work is painful.
Yeah.
It's like trying to fill a swimming pool with a teacup.
Yeah.
The water's the exact same quality, but your momentum is agonizing. Beat. Why does a single file upload drain your message cap so aggressively on the free tier?
Well, it all comes down to how AI actually reads. The AI has to process the entire document's data all at once.
Okay.
Every time you ask a follow-up question, it rereads everything. It has to ingest the entire PDF and your chat history again.
Oh.
Yeah, and reading all that context repeatedly consumes massive system resources. It takes serious computational power just to hold that data active.
So bigger files burn through your underlying computational allowance much faster.
Precisely. The system basically charges you for the effort of reading. If you try to build something real, you hit that wall fast.
Right.
Take drafting a simple, nuanced email to your boss. You say you were sick and missed a report. You want it polite, but not too formal. You send 6 quick messages to tweak the tone. Suddenly, you get that dreaded red text. You are locked out entirely for 5 full hours.
And that lockout shatters your momentum completely.
Correct.
2-sec silence. Because you hit that wall, you are forced to look upward. You need a way to keep your workflow alive.
Right.
That is where the Pro tier steps in. The Pro tier basically buys back your valuable time. It significantly expands how much the AI can process.
Yeah, it costs $20 a month billed monthly, or $17 a month on an annual plan.
The most immediate difference is that expanded usage cap. The Pro tier offers roughly 45 messages every 5 hours.
That is 5 times the strict limit of the free tier.
Exactly. You can actually get through a full work session smoothly. You rarely ever see that lockout screen during normal tasks. It also introduces a massive 200,000 context window. To be clear, context window means the AI's short-term memory for a single ongoing conversation.
Right.
200,000 is a truly staggering number. It is like the AI holding a 500-page book in its head. It holds all of it without dropping a single detail.
Yeah, the possibilities open up incredibly wide here. You can upload an entire technical product manual. You could drop in a massive code base entirely at once. It
Wow.
never loses track of what you established earlier. Pro also comes with 2 massive extras for daily workflows.
Let us unpack those specific tools. I find them genuinely fascinating.
The first one is a tool called Claude Code. This is specifically built for people who develop software.
Right.
It runs directly on your local computer inside your terminal. It actually looks at your files and fixes bugs directly. It does not just suggest code, it applies it.
That is huge. And the second major tool is a desktop app called Cowork. Cowork moves your data seamlessly across entirely different applications.
Right, and it changes how you manage screens. It actually sees what you are doing in other active apps. Imagine you have a really messy Excel spreadsheet open. You can pull that financial data straight from the sheet. It drops that exact data perfectly into a polished PowerPoint slide.
Without copying and pasting.
Exactly. You do not have to continuously switch your windows. You do not lose your place constantly.
You also get early access to experimental beta features. The one really worth analyzing deeply here is research mode.
Oh, yeah.
With research mode, does it actually analyze the different sources or just squish them into a summary?
It definitely does not just scrape and squish text together. It deliberately pulls information from multiple distinct places. It carefully cross-references specific facts across all those different documents. It looks for contradictions or reinforcing data points. Then it builds a meticulously structured report from the ground up.
Oh.
It moves far beyond a simple, lazy text summary.
It actively structures and cross-references data instead of just blindly summarizing it.
You really feel that difference when you demand absolute precision. Yeah. Imagine uploading a dense 50-page PDF about modern marketing trends. First, you ask for the top 5 points for a local coffee shop. Then you ask it to draft a targeted social media plan.
Right.
It applies the high-level theory directly to the specific practical output. Pro handles that deep, multi-step reasoning absolutely perfectly.
2-sec silence. Pro solves that annoying memory issue beautifully. But for heavy power users, a brand new bottleneck emerges.
Yeah, manual prompting itself.
Exactly. It eventually becomes a limiting factor. You can only type instructions so fast. This leads us directly to the max tier.
Right.
This is the fascinating level where the AI starts working without you.
Max comes in 2 very distinct high-end levels. The first level costs $100 a single month. It gives you roughly 5 times the heavy usage of Pro. But importantly, you also get priority server access. When public servers slow down, Max stays incredibly fast. You are paying for dedicated speed.
And the $200 tier is strictly for intense power users. It gives you 20 times the usage limits of Pro.
And at that top level, it basically runs completely in the background. Whoa. Imagine an AI researching, drafting, and revising parallel documents completely in the background.
It is kind of mind-blowing.
It really is. It runs complex automations without ongoing manual input. You can run Claude code across dozens of complex files simultaneously. You just set the parameters and go get a coffee.
It is important to clarify that it is not entirely unlimited.
Right.
If you push it too hard, you will find an edge. If you send thousands of truly massive files, you will wait. You will eventually hit a temporary wait message.
It is vastly harder to hit, but the ceiling still exists. Think about building a brand new software tool completely from scratch. You'll ask the AI to check 20 different dense code files. You want it to actively find security problems and optimize the speed. Then you ask it to write clean documentation for each individual file. Max handles that massive parallel workload while you do other things.
Let us zoom out and compare this to the broader AI landscape, because you do have other major choices out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
ChatGPT gives you roughly 160 messages every 3 hours. Gemini fits really nicely if you are locked into the Google ecosystem.
Right.
If ChatGPT gives you 160 messages for the same price, why would anyone choose Claude Pro?
It really comes down to the actual quality of the text. Claude's true strength is deep textual understanding and incredibly natural writing. ChatGPT absolutely excels at high-volume, rapid-fire chats. But Claude inherently understands the core argument much better. It grasps the underlying tone you're actually trying to achieve.
Claude is built for deep textual subtext, while ChatGPT is for quick volume.
Exactly. ChatGPT often reads just the sheer surface level of your prompt. It predicts the most likely next word incredibly fast.
Right.
Claude consistently reads between the lines for you. The resulting writing feels noticeably more human and significantly less templated. It rarely sounds like a Generic robot generated it. Sponsor.
Now that you understand, you're basically buying computational data caps. Yeah. Let us look at how you can practically stretch whatever plan you currently have.
Yeah, we need to match these tiers to specific user personas.
Exactly.
If you are a casual student, you should absolutely stick to free. You probably only use it occasionally to understand a difficult concept. You will not hit that harsh cap often enough to matter.
But if you are a daily professional, you genuinely need Pro.
Oh, completely. You rely on it for weekly reports and marketing copy daily, that $20 is absolutely worth a massive amount of time saved.
Software developers really need Pro, or ideally Max. You want an AI essentially living inside your actual terminal window. If you hit the Pro limit daily, you should upgrade to Max. Content creators and fast-paced agencies definitely need that Max tier too. You simply cannot afford to randomly stop working during the day.
No matter your chosen plan, there are always limits to manage. We have some great practical tips to save those limits. First, always paste your raw text instead of uploading whole PDF.
Oh, that is a great point.
Yeah, the smaller the context, the more messages you ultimately get. Remember, it has to reread everything every single time. Also, keep your closely related topics in one single chat to maintain flow.
But you absolutely must not let the chat get too long. I still wrestle with prompt drift myself when my chats get way too long.
Oh, it happens to everyone.
The AI starts forgetting the original core instructions. It starts hallucinating weird details. It eats up your tokens and slows the entire process down.
Exactly, because Claude actually counts tokens, not just individual messages.
Right.
A very short, simple question uses almost nothing from your total allowance. But if you upload a large PDF and ask a tiny follow-up question, you just burned thousands of tokens.
Let us talk about data privacy for a crucial moment. Anthropic strictly does not train models on paid user data.
Which is a huge deal.
It is a massive deal for handling private company data securely. You can upload sensitive financials without worrying about leaks. The free tier rules are a bit different, though.
Right, you should be very careful with highly private data on free systems. They can potentially use that data to train future models.
Good to know.
Another massive tip for paid users involves optimizing those projects. You can use a system prompt to aggressively save your tokens over time.
To clarify, system prompt means permanent instructions telling the AI how to behave every time.
Exactly. You can explicitly tell it to always be perfectly concise. You tell it to entirely skip the polite introductory filler text.
Right.
You do not need it saying, "Certainly I can help with that." Claude reads those strict rules at the start of every single session. You never have to repeat your basic formatting preferences ever again.
Let us address some common logistical questions people always have. You can quickly cancel your paid plan anytime you want. You will still have full access until the end of your billing month. The plan also includes a really solid mobile app for workflow continuity. Beat. If I run a small business, can my whole team just share a single $20 Pro login?
No. The system aggressively tracks usage strictly per individual account.
Oh, okay.
So if two people log in simultaneously, you hit the usage cap twice as fast, you will burn through that allowance in no time. It is heavily meant for just one single person's workflow.
No, sharing a single login drains your collective message limit twice as fast.
Teams really need to look at the enterprise or max options. Also, your actual daily limit might change dynamically behind the scenes.
Really?
Yeah, it actively changes based on exactly how busy the site is globally. Late at night, you might actually get significantly more messages.
Let us clearly summarize the core takeaway here today. Most people are either heavily underpaying or drastically overpaying right now.
Both scenarios end up silently costing you much more than you realize.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The $20 Pro plan is not really about buying fancy new features. It is fundamentally about buying back your own momentum. It is cheap insurance against a 5-hour cooldown right when you're in the zone.
Check your personal usage patterns closely this week. If you hit the free tier wall more than 3 times, you are overpaying and lost time. Upgrade to Pro immediately. But don't jump to Max unless you are a developer or an agency. Just match the tool strictly to the actual task.
If these AI plans are essentially data caps for automated thinking, it raises a fascinating question. As the underlying models get exponentially faster and the artificial limits disappear, what happens when our own biological ability to process information becomes the only bottleneck left in the workflow? Out to your own music.